episode of PC Politics. I'm your host, Phyllis Coley. This show is real, raw, and relevant. Joining me today is Durham County Commissioner Brenda Howerton, who is also running for reelection. Welcome, Commissioner Howerton.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. It is so wonderful to see you.
Thank you. It is so wonderful, to be here and to see you. So you are running for, what term will this be for you?
I have served 15 years. This would be my fifth term. And I love the work that I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have served this amount of time.
Yeah,
it's a long time. It's all about the people.
Yes. And, but during those 15 years, though, you have accomplished a lot. And so let's start and talk about, this past term, starting in 2020, you were serving as the chair of the Durham County Board of Commissioners, and with an all-female board. And let's talk about some of those things that, first of all, you brought the board back to, and let's talk about that, please.
Thank you, Phyllis, because when I think about, and I've heard so many people in the community, and not just in this community, across the nation where I travel and go to conferences, because they were watching the dynamics that was going on in 2019 and all the drama. And they want to know, well, how did you do that? How have you been able for your board and you guys to work so collaboratively? And this is what I tell them. Mm-hmm. Once I was elected and selected as a chair, I made a conscious decision that we were there to serve the community. Whatever feelings we were having, we needed to put them in our pocket, sit on it, and get the work done that people had elected us to do. And I'm not saying that to say it was easy, but we had a lot of conversations behind the scenes where we were able to talk and communicate. And it's been a good 3 years to be able to manage yourself around your own feelings. We might disagree, but mostly we voted together in the last 3 years. And what's so interesting, Phyllis, is I keep asking what's going on with me, that the county commissioners, 5 women, me as a chair. I just got moved up to the chair of the Go Triangle board. Excellent. Almost all women. Again, what's going on? But
is that kind of a sign that women are getting it done?
Women get it done. I think women get it done. We are, most of the time where we are is we come to a meeting ready to get something done. I know that I do. I want to know, what are we going to do? What's our purpose? And how long the meeting's supposed to last.
You talk about those things that you've done and they brought them back. One of the things that, and let's just kind of highlight a few things. One being Haiti Reborn and that Haiti Reborn movement. There is a guaranteed income program now. Talk about those things, please.
Oh my God. So our mayor, Elaine O'Neill, has been the mayor, and Elaine and I worked well, the mayor and the chair of the board. And what I promised her when she was elected, I said, the public will never see us fighting in public. Mm-hmm. And I honored that. We may have disagreed, but we made sure that it wasn't in public and we worked it out behind the scenes. But what we did was, with the Haiti Reborn, it was initially her idea, but she was not able to get it through on the city side. So she pushed it to me. Okay. And after having conversation with my manager, she doing all the research that was necessary with staff, and then presenting it to the county commissioners, we were able to put $2 million into that to get it going. And then Congressman Price was able to get them another $700,000. Mm-hmm. And what that program is it is designed to work with individuals that have been left out of the process, out of the economic process, never had jobs, never had a decent place to live. We were able to do the wraparound services and through Durham Tech. And we had our first graduating class. 7 people graduated, and Phyllis, I cried through the whole thing. They were so excited. And now we got another cohort that's getting ready to graduate. So that's the work that we do, to be able to change the trajectory of somebody's life that way. And then we have the guaranteed income. And the guaranteed income is a program that, is so productive when we go to these conferences and connect with other people across the country. So I was talking with I was on the board of directors for the National Association of Counties, national organization.
Yes.
And one of the commissioners out of Cook County was telling me about a program she was doing. And they have mayors, there's a mayors for something. The mayors do something. So this is a kick off from mayors programs to have county commissioners involved. So she was about the guaranteed income, and it sounded so absolutely fabulous to be able to provide money for, we chose single moms. You have to have single moms with children at home and provide $750 a month. They don't have to go through any kind of whole lot of hoops. They just have to fill out the application. And we're going to provide that for 2 years for parents. That will help to put food on the table. It will help to help a mom maybe not have to work 2 jobs. So those are the kind of programs and things that I think can change the trajectory of where some people feel they are left out. One of the things I want the community to know is that none of these things happen with one person. I can bring the recommendation, but without the staff doing the research and the board voting for it, it won't happen.
Okay. What are your plans? What would you like to see to have more affordable housing here in Durham County?
That is one thing we've got to work on, Phyllis. I just talked to 3 people this weekend that have moved out of Durham. All 3 of them were women. They could not afford, they couldn't find anything in Durham that they could afford. So they have moved to Burlington, Graham, all those places. We have got to come up with a strategy with the city and the county and the community working together to come up with what's the plan, what's the strategy that we can create more affordable housing. Because I don't know people that can live in the $1 million townhomes downtown.
Right.
And I'm sure I know some of them, but they're
few and far between.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So coming up with a plan to use any vacant properties that the county has, any vacant properties that the school has or the city has, we've got to come up with strategies to do that. And we got to come up with strategies of coming up with more resources. And whether it's federal money or county or city money, we've got to come up with the resources to make it happen.
Okay. And then what about plans for reducing crime?
Well, one of the things, I consider workforce development programs, public school funding, because those are healthy. When you have a healthy community, it takes away the crime. You don't have a reason for crime. So it's all about creating a healthy community.
Before we go, is there anything that you really, before we leave, you would like voters to know?
Yeah, thanks for asking that, Phyllis. I have worked hard in the last 15 years, and I believe that when we are elected, when you give me your vote, my job is to work hard and serve you, because it's not about me. It's really about you and what I can do to make your life easier. And I've done that for the last 15 years, and there is more to do. I just got elected as the chair of the transit board.
Mhm.
And being the first Black woman that's ever served in that position, there's a lot to do. Transportation, we've got to do a lot around that. We need more frequent buses. We need modal transportation. We need to be able to get more trains to Durham. But that's a long process. And we need the federal funds coming into Durham. And I'm working right now to get a lobbyist to be able to help us get the money into the region and Durham, so that we can get more done around transportation, because it's going to take all of us pushing to make that happen. But it first needs relationships. We got to build the relationships. And I think over 15 years, I've built those kind of relationships. I have relationships with Bougie. I have relationships with federal folks. So that's what I'd like people to know, that for me to be able to be here long enough to build those kind of relationships, don't happen overnight.
Correct.
They just don't.
Correct.
So I'd like to continue to work to do those kinds of things, to bring those things to Durham. And I look forward to the summer games. I was able to take part in bringing the summer games to North Carolina, to the region, that will be happening in 2029. So done a lot.
Yes.
Got a lot more to do.
Yes. So that people can read about you, learn more about you, would you give us your website and tell us your social media handle?
BrendaHowerton.com. And my social media, you can find me on the internet, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of those. Look for Brenda Howerton, County Commissioner.
Excellent, excellent. And tell us, for those people who may not know, when does early voting start and when is election day?
Oh yeah. So early voting starts February 15th. February 15th. Early voting is the 15th through February 15th through the March 2nd. I think it's the 2nd.
Yes.
And then the big day will be the 5th. But what I want people to know is the commissioner's race is the primary. You have to be in the top 5 in order to win. And I ask to make sure that I'm in the top 5 so that I can continue to fight for Durham County.
Are people able to register and vote the same day?
Yes.
Can still do that.
They can. Okay. They don't have to go to their precinct. They can just go to one of our libraries, one of our sites, and they can register that day and vote, but make sure that they have the ID with them. Government issued ID.
Yes, and that's something that we have to get used to this year, and make sure, because they really, really are sticking to that this year. Thank you so much for visiting with me today, and thank you so much for what you've done for the county. I really got to say, in the state, and I thank you so very much.
Thank you, Phyllis.
I have been visiting, and you have been listening and watching Durham County Commissioner Brenda Howerton, who is a candidate who is running for re-election to the Durham County Board of Commissioners. I am your host, Phyllis Coley. This is PC Politics. Until next time, see ya.